Hello, welcome. Thank you very much for taking this course. In this course, I'm going to teach you how to create a character out of scratch. So you're going to be able to have an idea and make a character. Here you can see a little bit examples of the work that I normally do. I normally work for illustrations and animations and other stuff, and I try to always, that is possible, create my own character. So you can see here how I have my characters, and my particular style is one that I've been working on several years on, and it's really to try to simplify things as much as possible. So you can see, for example, this candle, how I have other simple shapes, really simple shapes to represent the candle and then make the animation. Also here you can see how that mommy has an ellipse as a head, and the rest of my characters you can see how they are very simple. And even also you can see my work on Pinterest, how most of my characters illustrations are very simple, and also you can see them on my website. I try to be very minimal when I create something like this. And for example, you can see this frog and see how it's made pretty much of basic shapes. I may have some other shapes out there, but really, for example, this donut is simple circles out there, and they are making a donut. So I try to be very simple with my characters, but I try to apply different styles. And on this course, I'm going to teach you how to create characters out of basic shapes. So the first thing you have to do when you want to create a character is try to find some inspiration. And I'm not telling you to copy, that's the worst thing that you can do, but try to find a style or a character that you like. So for example, here you type in Pinterest illustration for kids, you can see how many different artists have created different styles of illustration, and how a lot of them are working with this technique to make everything as minimal and as simple as possible. So for example, if you want to illustrate a character, you can find in here, like for example, this type of lions, how they made different shapes, but all of them are pretty abstract and show only a part of the illustration. So once you have seen these examples and think about what do you want to illustrate, you can have an idea of how to use basic shapes to create your character. And on this course, we're going to be creating our character out of basic shapes. For this course, I picked a cat to illustrate, but the techniques that I'm going to be using, you can apply to whatever animal or character you want to create. We're going to be using basic shapes, especially three: the square, the circle, and the triangle. And with those, we're going to be creating a cat. As I said, you can create any character you like, but you could also follow me and try to do the cat in a different style. So we're going to be sketching digitally. I would recommend that you go to kylebrush.com, and Kyle is an amazing brush artist that creates amazing packs for Photoshop. And you can see here on the bottom part that he has some really amazing packs, and they don't cost a lot of money. And if you have some money to spare, or you are really serious about going to be an illustrator, or you really want to try amazing tools, you should definitely consider buying this. But we're going to be using a tool that he has named your price, so you could pay $0 if that's okay with you. But I would really encourage you that if you have some money to spare, you pay something for it, because Cal's work it's amazing, and that's a great way to support him. And we're going to be using this animator pencil. So you just download it and install it in Photoshop. That's the tool that I'm going to be using on the next lesson. So you could just simply download it and install it. When you download the file, you also get some instructions of how to make it work on Photoshop. And as you can see, it only works for Photoshop CS5 and up. So if you have a previous version, then you're probably going to need to find some other tool. As you can see, Kyle also has other these brushes that are called Name Your Price. So if you want to experiment a little bit, you could download those too, and as I said before, try to pay something if you can. So in the next lesson, we're going to begin working on our character. we're going to begin sketching. So see you on the next lesson.